told your friend you're not okay.
While the K-pop world is spinning at its fast pace, one name has once again brought the entire industry to a screeching halt: Kim Taehyung, the artist with an aura that can never be replicated. Without much announcement, without excessive teasers, he released a visual masterpiece that immediately left armies worldwide gasping for breath, a mixture of shock, awe, and disbelief. His latest photobook, Type V, V-Type, wasn't just a release. It exploded. Within minutes, social media turned into a sea of admiring exclamations, visual clips scattered like fragments of an artistic film, and one word reigned supreme: iconic. However, to understand the power of this work, we must delve deeper. Because Type V is no ordinary sequel to Type I, released in 2024. If Type I was the first door into Taehyung's visual world, then Type V is a descent into the deepest passages of his mind, silent, complex, and saturated with emotions that can only be expressed through images, not words. With 278 pages divided into 20 visual chapters, this photobook feels like a feature-length film frozen in a series of photographs. Each page exudes a flow, atmosphere, and hidden message that compels the reader to pause, reflect, and then continue. Not a single page feels like filler, everything is narrative. In it, Taehyung appears in various versions of himself. There's his image shrouded in cinematic stillness, there's his stylish, sharp look that exudes the confidence of a global-class performer, and there's also a personal side rarely seen in public: calm, gentle, vulnerable, and honest. This is Taehyung without the spotlight of the stage, without explosive choreography, without the roar of a concert. All that speaks is his gaze, the silhouette of his body, the shadows, the colors, and the empty spaces that he allows to take on their own meaning. Type V's greatest specialty lies in one thing: V's full involvement. He's not simply a subject for the camera. He's directly involved in the creative process, from imagining the concept, to choosing the color tones, to determining every angle of the photo shoot. Every detail feels like an artistic decision born from the instincts of a true creator. In a brief interview, Taehyung revealed that he wanted ARMY to experience a side of him that he doesn't always get to show through music or on stage. A quieter, yet far more honest version of himself. But before the world could fully process this photobook, Taehyung dropped a second surprise, one that left ARMY almost breathless. HYBE announced an exclusive exhibition in Seoul, titled V-Type on-site in Seoul. The exhibition will run from January 20th to early February at Frieze House Seoul, one of the most prestigious venues for art. But it's not just a gallery with photos on the walls, it's an immersive experience. A space where visitors can literally step into the world of Type V, as if they were part of the narrative Taehyung has created. And here's the part that has armies around the world excited. The exhibition features exclusive photos and videos that aren't in the photobook and will never be uploaded digitally. The only way to see it is to be there in person. It's no wonder international fans are scrambling to secure plane tickets just for this rare opportunity. Each room in the exhibition is curated to evoke a specific emotional response. There are quiet spaces that make visitors feel like they're entering Taehyung's mind. There are areas that radiate a wild artistic energy, and there are rooms that feel like fragments of memories, quiet, yet full of meaning. The Type V photobook feels like a visual love letter. Not a letter filled with sentences, but filled with honesty. In its silence, there's a message more powerful than any words can convey. It didn't take long for tickets to become highly sought after. In a K-pop industry often caught up in the fast-paced world, Taehyung chose a slower, more personal, yet far more profound path. He doesn't chase attention, he simply lets his work speak. And his work screams. Each chapter of this photobook is like a page of an emotional diary. There's a faint sadness, a deep calm, and a mature confidence born of growing as an individual. With Type V, Taehyung showcases his artistic journey. He refuses to be trapped by old images. He continues to explore, experiment, and move forward. This work isn't about perfection, but authenticity. It's about the courage to embrace every aspect of oneself, both the light and the dark. For ARMY, opening this photobook isn't just about looking at images. It's a journey. Visiting this exhibition isn't just about seeing visuals. It's about entering V's world. However, even after all the details about Type V were released, from the photobook to the immersive exhibition in Seoul, the wave of attention surrounding Kim Taehyung hasn't subsided. In fact, the more that's revealed, the more the public becomes curious about what the artist truly wants to convey through this ambitious project. Because beneath the seemingly serene visual stillness lies a layer of messages that, upon closer inspection, reveal Taehyung's profound growth as an individual and as an artist. Type 5 isn't just a presentation, but also a declaration that he's now operating in a much broader, more mature, and more personal artistic realm. As the exhibition opened, ARMYs attending Freeze House Seoul began to share their experiences. Many said that entering the Type 5 exhibition space felt like entering a world they'd only glimpsed backstage at concerts. There were spaces filled with dim lighting and warm colors, reminiscent of the classic films Taehyung loves. There were visual installations featuring shadows, soft audio snippets, and experimental videography that felt like a secret dialogue between the artist and himself. Visitors described the moment they stood in front of one of the largest installations, a screen playing a scene of Taehyung walking slowly through the trees, his expression so serene that it felt like a symbol of a journey of self-awareness. There was no loud music, no voiceover, just a simple yet emotionally charged visual presence. Many ARMYs admitted they couldn't hold back their tears, not because they were sad, but because they felt like they were watching someone they admired open the door to their deepest self. On the other hand, the space featuring exclusive photos not included in the photo book offered an even greater surprise. These photos felt rawer, more authentic, and even bolder than the published images. Some of them revealed small details, a crease in a shirt, a highlight in an eye, a streak of light falling directly on Taehyung's cheek, that seemed simple but told a profound story about the idol's artistic sensitivity. Interestingly, many visitors realized that the exhibition wasn't just about Taehyung's visuals, but also about his way of viewing the world. There are still-life photographs, architecture, textures, and landscapes that clearly demonstrate that Type 5 is not just about himself, but about how he sees beauty in the small things that others often miss. As the exhibition progresses, it becomes increasingly clear that Type 5 is not a project created simply for fans. It is a project created for the long haul, a work that will still be talked about for years to come. Art critics are writing their analyses, some even calling Type 5 one of the most mature visual explorations by an idol in the K-pop industry. HYBE has added some official explanations that have further amazed the public. They stated that the core concept of Type 5 is transcendence, going beyond the boundaries of image, expectations, and stereotypes that have traditionally been attached to a global superstar. The agency explained that Taehyung wanted to open a new space, one where he is no longer seen simply as a singer or performer, but as an artistic entity creating works with profound intention. And for the world, especially for the fans who have followed his footsteps for years, Type 5 serves as a reminder that BTS's V is more than just a star. He is a work in constant development.